Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be using this product. This is the NZXT Hue. This is the first generation and I've wanted one of these for a good few years, and today we'll be putting this inside the i5 2500K build which I did a couple of months ago. I'm looking to do a couple of upgrades and some fun things to that system over the coming months, so that is something to be subscribed for if you are not already. So of course this is a very old product now. I believe it originally came out in 2012 and was discontinued a couple of years ago. Now when I first wanted this product I was planning to build a nice new gaming PC and wanted to put this in that, but by the time I got round to building that computer this product was no longer available and I never ended up getting one until today. Now I have been looking on eBay to try and find used ones. Nothing was really coming up, but a couple of weeks ago I just searched on Google to see if I could find any and I found a brand new one. This is brand new from Scan Computers and I paid £6. £6 for this brand new thing. They were on sale from 10. I've never seen them for sale at Scan before until a couple of weeks ago, so I'm assuming they found some at the back of their warehouse or something which never sold a couple of years ago, and they decided to just do clearance and get rid of the last few remaining. Scan is also selling them through Amazon and it says they have 3 remaining, so I may have to buy another one just to keep in its packaging, just for something to keep sealed in case these go up in value at some point. I doubt they will, but it's always cool to keep things in sealed packaging. So that's basically a long way of saying we're adding NZXT Hue to the gaming PC. This should come with a 2-meter LED strip, although I'm not exactly sure. It doesn't particularly say on the box, I don't think. It actually does. It talks here about some of the specs and it says LEDs 2 meter, so that is okay. And looking at the back of this box at these components, you can see how dated this product is, and it has been just sitting in their warehouse for quite a while. And that appears to be a GTX 500 series card, so that is a good few years old now. But there's not really much to look at on this box, so I thought today we would just unbox this, install it in the Cooler Master Half X, and hopefully we can get some nice LEDs going on inside of there. So I've already cut the tape on the box just to make this a bit easier, but I should just be able to open this up, and this potentially is the first time these components have seen the light of day in 8 or 9 years. Alright, I just had to leave, but I am now back, and the first thing we've got here looks to be maybe the instructions. I don't think we need to look at that. There's literally 2 cables and that is it, or at least that's what I think it is. Now we've also got the warranty information here. I wonder if this still has warranty. I don't know how old this particular example is. That's something that we can maybe look at later. And next we should be able to lift out this plastic, and in here is the LED strip. This is 2 meters in length and hopefully that will be enough to go around the interior of the Half X. It's a very large case. I haven't measured, so let's just hope that this will work. I'll put that off to the side for a minute and we'll look at that in a little while. Next up we've got these screws. Good to see that it does come with mounting screws to put it in to my case, and here is the unit. This is something I've wanted for many years and I finally have it, and it only cost £5. There it is. So we've got 3 dials on the front: brightness, power and mode. You click them in and you can also turn them. I guess turning it changes the amount of red, green and blue, and pressing changes the mode, power and brightness. I'm not exactly sure, but that's something we can have a look at. This is all plastic, but I'm not too bothered about that. Here is SATA power, that's how you power it, and then here is just a standard 4-pin RGB connector that's where the strip connects into. So I guess I might be able to connect a different strip into this if I wanted to. Let's say this strip broke or just doesn't work, I could probably just buy the longer one maybe and plug it straight in there. I don't know, that's something to experiment with in the future. So that is everything that was in the box unit itself, the screws, and now let's take the LEDs out of their plastic here. Bits stuck in, there we go, that's now out, and here they are. The LEDs are quite far apart, but I think this was pretty much how it was back in the day, so we probably won't get the best coverage with this, but it will be period correct from the same time as the case came out, as well as some of the hardware. That's why I didn't want to get like remote controlled LEDs. I wanted to keep it period correct with the same sort of hardware. So now let's go and install this. I think first we will put the bay in, then wire it up after that. Okay, so I'm on the floor. I tried to get the computer up on my desk, but it's so heavy I think it will snap the desk, so we're going to do it on the floor instead. So apologies for the lighting and apologies for the camera angle. There's not really much I can do without snapping my 12-pound desk in half. So here of course is the half X, and to install something in one of the 5¼ inch bays, all you've got to do is that. Take the front cover off and slide the device in, and on the top slot I've actually got one of those automatic locking in things, at least on the left. On the right we do not. So I think I'm going to have to use screws on this side and the automatic thing on this side. Now at some point I would like to get maybe a fan controller to go in here and also a light scribe optical drive, so I might change the order of things in here in the future, but for now it will be fine just to put this in the top. But first I will undo these cables just so they're a bit easier to get to once the device is inside. Okay, that should do. I will feed the cables through if they will go. I'll pull them out the back, and this bay should just slide in. There we go. It's now in. I should be able to somehow lock this in using the thing on the side. I don't know how that works. I think I've locked it in just by pressing the side button. Now it's open. Yep, push that back in if it will go in. Yep, and then lock it again. And it's now locked in on the left hand side. That was pretty simple. I will show you what I just did. So on this side there's just one of these automatic locking in things. I just pressed it and now it is locked in at this side. I will probably just put one screw in the other side because we might move this again in the future. Okay, for now I'm not going to screw that side in, not because I don't want to, but because the screw hole in the case doesn't actually line up. I've struggled for about 10 minutes trying to get it in, but to no avail. It doesn't matter, it's in there enough. You've got to really push to make it wobble. It will be fine for now. I might move it in the future anyway. I can still turn all the dials without it falling out, so it shouldn't be a problem. So what we now need to do is connect the LED strip to this connector, as well as give it SATA power. First I will do the SATA power. I've now flipped around the case. Here is the SATA power from the NZXT Hue, and I need to just plug it into any free SATA power. I'm not too concerned about cable management for now, since I will be adding some more things in the not too distant future. Everything will probably change anyway, but that was simple. There was a connector just there and that should be just fine. So I think we can now attach the LED strip. I've just had a bit of a play around with the LEDs. I've not stuck them on yet, and it looks like we should have more than enough length, which is good because it means we can get all the way around. It's also not good because we might have some excess. Now I might have a problem getting it round here. There's not much room between the fans, so I'm not sure how I'm going to manage that yet, but I should be able to do it. I'll keep filming while I try and stick these in, but it will be a bit awkward to try and get it in there. The fan is kind of in the way, but I suppose I'll get to that once it becomes an issue. So I think if I can get that unstuck, there we go. I think if I just start it in the corner up here, I think that will be the best. I'll have to try and work out where this cable needs to go as well. But yeah, I think I might as well just start trying to stick these on, and if it doesn't go right I can just try and re-stick them, I guess. It would be better if these were magnetic, but it's not really that much of a problem. I'll just take some of the sticky off and see what I can do. Alright, this is going to be the difficult bit, getting around this fan, but I guess I'm just going to have to post it in however it will go. If it blocks the LEDs, it shouldn't really matter. There should still be enough to get the light going around, and it looks like it's gone round it pretty well so far. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. I've definitely got enough length here to get around, so that should not be a problem. And there we are, I got to the end of the strip right at the top. That worked out very well. So it's not the best application of LEDs I've ever done, but once the side panel is on, it shouldn't be too bad at all because it's not a full clear panel, there's only a cutout window. It should be just fine, but since it is just a cutout, I'm not sure how much of the light you will be able to see, but the only way to know is to put the side panels on and try turning on the computer. Okay, I've put the side panels back on, I've given the computer power. Let's now click the power button and see what happens. Okay, I think the lights are on inside. I'll turn the lights off in the room and let's take a closer look once the computer is fully on. Okay, so the lights in the room are now off and the lights inside the computer are indeed on. They look a sort of purple, but they are not very bright. So I'm going to try clicking the brightness button on the front of the Hue, and they are getting brighter, so looks like that's as bright as they will go. Yep. So that is as bright as they will go. Let's see what I can do. So turning each of the dials does indeed change the colour. If I turn them all as far as they will go to the right, let's see what happens. I really don't know what it is I'm doing, but let's just take a look. Turning them all. Okay, so turned all the way to the right, all of the dials, it looks like we've got some sort of white, and that has actually lit up the inside quite nicely. I'm not too sure how this will show up on camera, so I apologise for that. I'm now going to click the mode button. We get flashing, and it looks like we also have breathing. Then we've got cycling through all the different colours. I think I just want it on standard. Yeah, so I'm now going to turn all the dials back as far left as they will go, and I haven't turned the blue on yet, but it looks like we have got to blue, and I think that's probably how I will leave it. Okay, so I've just had a little bit of a mess around with it, and I think I've got it how I want it. Since the LEDs are so spaced out on the strip, you can kind of see them individually. That's more clear on the camera than real life. I'm actually pretty happy with the colour and the brightness. If we go around to the front, you can see I managed to get the blue fan working in the front. There, I think all 4 of the LEDs on that are working, and then up here is the Hue. Not that you can see, I will have to turn the recording lights back on. So here it is, of course, brightness, power and mode. That's how I've got them at the minute. I've got red and green just all the way off and blue all the way on, and that is how I have got the colour I have got. Even with the lights on, it's still giving a nice bit of a blue glow, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Okay, so I think that will probably be it for this video. I have finally got NZXT Hue, and it is looking pretty nice inside this computer. I'm very happy with the way it has turned out, and it has made the inside of this computer look quite a bit better. Maybe in the future we'll get some sleeved cables for those graphics cards. Those cables don't particularly look very good. Maybe I can get some blue ones, who knows. I think probably the next thing we will do to this computer in another video is get some more LED fans too for the top, and maybe the exhaust as well. The problem is you've got to be careful with the frame size for these top fans, because you've got to go in between the actual metal chassis and this top plastic bit. So I will have to measure the one that's already in there and try and find some blue replacements, although trying to get blue 200mm fans might be a bit of a difficulty, especially ones with the correct frame size. Who knows, I will have a look into it and we will do that at some point in the future. But I am very happy with this NZXT Hue working very nicely in this computer. It looks pretty good in the front there as well. It doesn't really look like it's been added in. It looks like it could be standard. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way this has turned out. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting in some way. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.